If you know me, then you already know this is a topic I'm so freaking passionate about. I am all about that positive thinking, surrounding yourself with positive people, having a very positive outlook on life, which is why my business is named the Positively Fit Community. I also literally have the tattoo that says living positively. It's my life motto. And one of the reasons I'm so passionate about this is because I have witnessed living more in that victim mentality and being more in a negative headspace. In my younger 20s, that was me. Like, I was constantly negative. I was constantly complaining. I was constantly saying things like, of course this is happening to me. Why me? And just thinking that life was out to get me. And that, took a massive toll on my mental health. I was secretly, in many ways, depressed and just having so much anxiety and stress and negative thinking, and ultimately unhappy, finding myself crying myself to sleep on a regular basis. And because of the mental health and the work I've done to really reframe my thinking and to see things in a positive perspective, it truly changed my life in so many ways and opened up so many doors for me. There's no way I would have ever gone after my dreams or created the business I have or the life I have if I hadn't done that inner work to really change my mindset, to change my mentality, all right? And I want us today to talk about 3 major signs to recognize if you are living in that victim mentality, you have a more negative mindset, because I know that it's very hard for us to admit. It's going to be so hard for us to acknowledge that, oh my gosh, like, I'm guilty of living in this negative headspace of complaining, of being that victim mentality, because odds are, if it's you probably haven't admitted it to yourself, because it's not easy to do that, right? Like, it's really not easy to admit that we're the problem. We always want to blame our problems on other people and outside factors. And I hope that this episode can help you recognize that you might be the problem. And the first step to you actually doing the inner work into making a change is recognizing that you have a problem. That honestly is the most important, because once we do recognize it, then we have 2 options. We can choose to do something about it, or we can choose to let the negativity, let that victim mentality take years of our life. We can choose to let that win, because we all know that being in that victim mentality, being in a negative headspace, it really will take years out of your life. It's going to steal the joy. And in many ways, I feel it's a snowball effect, the damage that it can do, because it's going to carry over into so many aspects of your life. It's going to affect your relationships. It's going to affect the way you show up. It's going to affect your work ethic, the opportunities that are going to come your way, the doors that can open for you. And so the faster we recognize that we might have a problem with being in a negative headspace and being in a victim mentality, the faster that we can choose to do something about it and to make a change. So let's dive into 3 major signs to recognize if you might be the problem living in that victim mentality and having that negative headspace. The first sign is going to be if you catch yourself saying often, of course this is happening to me. Of course this is happening to me. Oh my goodness, this just would happen, right? And I think we're all at some point probably guilty of that happening, feeling like it's always us, always happening to us, life is coming to get us, right? Another major thing is if you're expecting the worst. When anything happens, when anything maybe goes out of line, or you face any type of problem, you're expecting the worst case scenario. You're expecting bad things to happen. And again, this is like you essentially manifesting these bad things to continuously happen to you. All right? Another major sign is that you find yourself constantly stressed, anxious, or moody. That is all carrying over into that negative headspace. So again, you can choose to make a change. You have the power, you have the choice. And of course, this is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take work. It's going to take you putting the work in day out to really do that inner work to make that change, and not letting outside factors stand in the way. Because if you turn on the news, you look at the politics, you look at the things, the world events that are happening, it's going to be so easy for us to fall over in that negative headspace and that victim mentality and feel like life is sucks. Life is just so hard and there's always these bad things happening. Like that can be very easy for us to do, okay? But we've got to choose to flip the script and actually see the joy happening in life. So here are 3 things that you can do right now that's going to really help you step more into that positivity, more into that abundance, more into the joy that I know you want to step into. The first is really recognizing who you are surrounding yourself with. If you are surrounding yourself with positive people that are choosing to see life more in a positive perspective, that ultimately are happier, that energy is going to carry off and rub on you. Same as you're surrounding yourself with people who are constantly complaining, who are constantly living that victim mentality, who are constantly in a negative headspace. Well, all of that can rub off on you. This is one of the big reasons I wanted to create the Positive Big community and make sure that it was based off a community of positive people, because I knew the power of that positive energy. So if you don't have people like that in your corner, then look for a community like the Positive Big community where you can connect with a lot of those positive people that are going to influence and inspire you. Another big thing that you can be doing, and this is something that we have to constantly be doing because the work never ends, is that self-development. Being on a self-development journey where you are prioritizing your self-care, your mental and physical health, and wanting to evolve and grow. It's also just wanting to slow down, really making your health a priority, staying strong with your boundaries, learning how to say no to others so that you can say yes to yourself. And the last thing, which I feel is really the most important, and it's honestly going to be the hardest part, is reframing your thinking. Because the negativity is going to happen, you cannot expect yourself to just not think negatively. You can't expect yourself to just not have excuses and to not see things in a bad perspective, okay? Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you're still going to have all of those thoughts come in, those limiting beliefs, those doubts, like they're all going to still be there, but it's up to you to choose to reframe your thinking and decide, you know what? I'm not going to think that way. Instead, I'm going to focus on the good. Instead, I'm going to turn to gratitude. Instead, I'm going to look at all the good things that are going on in my life. Instead, I'm going to believe in myself and know that one way or the other, I'm going to get through whatever life is throwing at me. Now, here's the thing, you guys. All of this is only going to work if you do it. If you do something about it, all right? So I want to challenge you to be real with yourself right now and ask yourself, are you surrounding yourself with positive people? Are you on your constant self-development journey where you're prioritizing your mental and physical health and you're working to evolve and to step more into that positivity? Because let me tell you, that is something that can never end. And the last thing is, are you finding yourself reframing your thinking and choosing to see things in a more positive perspective? If not, here's your nudge, here's your reminder to do so. As always, friends, I'm in your corner. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out.